Hey everybody, Matt Williamson here of Pop Goes the 60s. I got a very special video for you today. I'm going to do something I've never done here on my channel, and that is do a box opening. And I have just received the latest release from the Paul McCartney Archive Series. Now, before we get started and get into this, I do know what this is. They did tell me in advance what I'd be opening here. And I'm going to keep you in suspense for just a little bit longer, because I just wanted to talk about this whole craze, this whole box set mania that's been going on with collectors for the past 10 years or so. And it's a pretty good deal for the record companies when they send these free sets out to people like myself and YouTubers, and they give them like free promotion. And I think that's a really good deal for the record company because the YouTubers do a lot of the heavy lifting for them. Now, I call this like a little minor cottage industry. I actually don't believe there'd be as many box sets released if it wasn't for YouTubers like the ones you watch and like myself who do this for the record companies. And meanwhile, one thing that's often forgotten is we YouTubers, we need material. You know, we need content for our channels, and I'm always searching for good content. And, you know, some of these YouTubers will take a box opening, they'll do, stretch it into like 6-7 videos. You know, they'll have the announcement, they'll have them going down to the mailbox to get the box, they got the box opening, they got the listening, they got the recap, they've got the, you know, reflection weeks later. So I'm just going to do this all in one video for you. So we're not going to mess around. Let's begin. All right, so let me get my X-Acto here. Yeah, I typically never wanted to do these box openings just because, well, they're so stupid. But let's just do it here. Okay, got some nice padded packaging here. What is this here? Oh, yeah. Very nice packaging. It's nice foam to protect the box. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, want to look at this. Put this over here. We have the Worst of McCartney box set. And we've got this little adhesive label here. I forget what it's actually called in the vinyl community. It is a little homage to Pet Sounds. It includes 40 newly remastered tracks of the nadir of Paul McCartney's solo career spanning 50 years, plus unseen photos from the MPL archives. So I mean, again, here we see McCartney giving us something we probably don't even need. I mean, everybody's got their own favorites, I suppose, and unfavorites, but I don't know. I don't understand. Some people they blame McCartney's people, whoever those people are, his marketing. I don't know who comes up with this, but they probably figured this is the one box set that old Williamson might actually preview and say something nice about. Well, I'm not the biggest McCartney fan. Here we got, let's open this up here. Let's just dig into this here. Enough shilly-shallying, as they say in England. Come on. Here it is. And here it is. Worst of McCartney. Let's pull this out here. Oh, okay. So we got the albums in here in this little sleeve. This is kind of cool. He always does have very nice packaging, I must confess. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, there's some more stuff in there. Okay, first we got 3 albums here. First one. Worst McCartney, 70s, 79. So these are in order of decade. Salamander's on the Run. I guess Sucking in the 70s was already taken. So let's see what songs we got on here. This is the back. We got 12 songs. So there are 12 songs on each album here. 6 songs per side. I understand. I was given the option to get the CD version, which has 18 tracks per disc, but I went with the vinyl. Okay, we got songs. Let's go over these songs real quick here, and I'll play some little clips for them after I go through the list. Okay, we got Man, We Was Lonely. That's from the first album, McCartney. Yeah, that song, I'm not a big fan of that song. Probably wouldn't even make the Esher Demos album, kind of a bad barroom sing-along. Second song, here's a surprise, Monk Mary Moon Delight. Now that I understand to be a favorite of many fans. I've never liked that song. It always reminded me of some kind of coked out horror song or something. I find it very disturbing, but it's a favorite by many, so I'm surprised it's on here. Bip Bop, that's from Wildlife. You know, one of those lyrically challenged songs, I suppose. Mary Had a Little Lamb, yeah, that really tarnished his image. You know, him and Linda, they actually took writing credit for that song, if you can believe it. Oh, and here we go, 2 songs from Red Rose Speedway, When the Night and that medley. Yeah, that medley, it's like, when you listen to Abbey Road, you can't wait, you want that medley to go on forever. But when you listen to this medley, you just can't wait for it to be over. Side 2, we have Mamonia from Band on the Run. Now that song probably prevents Band on the Run from being rated a 10 out of 10. Magneto and the Titanium Man, kind of like a 70s sitcom theme show theme, kind of. Cook of the House. Here we are in, what's the name? Wings at the Speed of Sound. You know, can you imagine Yoko singing a song like this? Yoko's stock goes up with this song, I say. Well, we got Warm and Beautiful from the same album. That, yeah, I mean, hard to believe that that's on the same album with a song as good as Silly Love Songs. 2 love songs at the opposite ends of the spectrum. Morse Moose and the Grey Goose. Let's see, that one, how would I describe that? A sea shanty sailor abducted by aliens on his way to the disco. There we go. And finally, we have Spin It On, which is McCartney on Back to the Egg, trying to follow the punk trend of the time.
And we was lonely, yes, we was lonely, and we was heartbreak, and the horrible sound of was sure to go, and you could hear that singing. Last night, Magneto entertaining man. Brown rice, sugar, vinegar, Sega's on macaroni. A love so warm and beautiful. The Grey Goose was a steady boat. People said she'd never float. But one night when the moon was high, the Grey Goose flew away. Bet it on, don't stop, take it back to the top. 'Cause I've got another lot of love for you.
All right, so those are some sound clips. Let me just show you what the vinyl looks like here. Very nice static-free sleeve. You got white vinyl, McCartney with the Wings sign. On the back side, we've got Linda in the Ram period with the face makeup on. These are all on white vinyl. Put this back here. Go to the next one. Just careful with that. Okay, next one, Give My Regards to Frog Street. Now, not to boast or anything, but I stayed away from the movie Give My Regards to Broad Street. I avoided it like the plague. My spidey senses were tingling. I said, no way in hell are you getting me into that movie. And I think that was probably the right move. So I don't exactly know what this, I know this image is from that, but I don't understand what's going on here. But I can see why they chose that. A little more flattering on the back. This is a Live Aid photo. So let's look at the tracks here on Give My Regards to Frog Street, which covers 1980 to 1989. So we start with Temporary Secretary, which is that kind of, it sounds like a video game. That's off of McCartney 2. And then similarly, we've got Check My Machine. That's kind of an interesting song in the same vein. Number 3, we've got the song from, this Dress Me Up as a Robber is from Tug of War, I believe. And that song, it reminds me of kind of a leftover disco song that might have been done during the Back to the Egg period. Not sure. So I can see why that would be on here. The Other Me. Oh yeah, that's that Dustbin Lid song. Average Person and Keep Under Cover are both from Pipes of Peace. And that rounds off side 1. Side 2, we've got Ballroom Dancing. That's the version, the Ghastly remake on Give My Regards to Broad Street. I'm not sure why you would remake that song, but he maybe felt the first one maybe thought he could do better. The second song, the Frog Song, We All Stand Together. That was, a lot of Americans don't understand that song. It wasn't released here. I mean, I don't remember it. Maybe it was probably only available as an import, but I understand it was a very big song overseas. So, and then we've got 3 songs from Press to Play. We've got Talk More Talk, Angry, and However Absurd. I mean, they could have just saved some time and just put Press to Play as this album for the 80s. I think that would have probably done. That's a pretty terrible album. And then finally, the last song, this one, which is from Flowers in the Dirt.
Mr. Marks, can you find for me someone strong and sweet fitting on? Check my machine. Check. You can dress me up as a robber, but I won't be in disguise. Only love is a robber, and he lives. And I acted like a dustbin lid. I didn't give a when I used to smile when I was a pup, sailing down the Nile in the China Cup. Play or lose, sing or swim, one thing is certain, we'll never be gone with talk, more talk, shot. Said I'm angry, just looking at you, breaking eggs in a dish. Do not mind. This one is gliding above the ocean. A god is riding.
We're going to jump up to the worst of McCartney 2000 to 2020. So we've got a 20-year span here. And they crammed 12 songs onto this album, Memory Almost Gone. We skipped a decade here, but I guess we get to that with the EP. Now, I don't know this material too well. I stopped buying McCartney in about, I think the last album I bought by him was Tug of War. And then I did buy, what's the one with the feet? Off the Ground. I bought that because he was touring that year. And then sporadically I bought a couple here if I get a used CD or whatever. I wasn't really going to invest too much. That's why, thank God I got this for free. But let's go through these songs briefly here. Worst of McCartney 2000 to 2020. Freedom. Yeah, that is a terrible song. I thought, he's not a protest songwriter, and I thought that didn't work out very well for him. Rinse the Raindrops. Let's see, that's on what album? I got some notes here. Oh, Driving Rain. Yeah, those are both Driving Rain songs. English Tea. So I think that's a pretty good song. I think that's kind of like him making fun of himself. That's on Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. That's actually considered a pretty good album. I've listened to it a couple times. I couldn't get into it personally, but it's, I guess it's to each his own. Next song, we've got 2 songs from Memory Almost Full. You Tell Me and Mr. Bellamy. And then finally, we've got Light from Your Lighthouse. Okay, let's flip it over. We got the next song is from New, and this is Early Days. This was Paul McCartney's commentary on people that write about him, and I suppose people like me, I guess, huh? And then we got People Want Peace, Get Enough, and those are both off of Egypt Station. And of course, obviously, he kind of tips his hat here. We got You on here as well. Yeah, that one raised some eyebrows. Maybe at age 76, people were thinking, well, maybe it's time to pack it in. And then we have the very fun song, Back in Brazil. That's the Itchy Bum song, which they're really saying Itchy Ban, which I guess is Japanese for number 1. But the song title is Back in the Brazil, so maybe it didn't sound as good in Portuguese. I don't know. What do I know? I've never written a number 1 song. I don't know. And then finally, he ends it up with a track from the long track from McCartney 3 Deep, Deep Feeling, which was kind of, I view it as kind of Paul McCartney's parody of new popular music.
To live in freedom, talking about freedom. See the sunlight break the ice, oh, the birds of paradise. Do you know the game croquet? Better adventure we might play. Very gay, hip hooray. Steady lads, easy does it. Ooh, don't frighten him.
When the sky is filled up with storms and heavy rain, let the light from your lighthouse shine on me.
If they try, I live to those early days.
Ladies and gentlemen, standing before you with something important to say. With some trepidation, I crave your attention, but I'm not gonna let anything. I've been looking for love, but it gets me nowhere. Oh yeah, yeah. I just wanna fuck you. Reach your bomb, reach your bomb, reach your bomb.
The deep, deep pain of feeling. The deep, deep pain of feeling. The deep, deep pain of feeling. The deep, deep pain.
Okay, we got one more disc in here. This is the EP. It's a 7-inch EP called Flaming Mills. And this covers his 90s period. I assume that he didn't put out as much material in the 90s. We had Off the Ground, Flaming Pie, and you had that big period where he was working on the Beatles anthology. And of course, Linda McCartney was real ill, so he was probably slowed down by that. But she passed away in the late 90s, and then he met Heather Mills in the late 90s. And this EP covers, I'll start with the last song first because it's Heather Mills, the song Voice, which Paul McCartney appears on. The other songs, we have Ubu Jubu, which is the that radio broadcast he did. Oh, that song is one of his most irritating. Biker Like an Icon, which I guess is this imagery right here. That marriage didn't go so well for him. I think that's why he's maybe sending her up a little bit with this EP. And finally, the other song on here is Really Love You, which is the only song written solely by Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney. And only Jeff Lynne could screw up Ringo's drums, and he does so quite capably on this track here. So kind of a nice photography. You know, she's sporting her No More Landmines t-shirt. That was one of her big causes. So there you have the EP.
We should all have a choice. Listen.
But the biker didn't like her. She didn't care. Come, I love the light.
Now there's one other thing in here. Put this here. That they jammed in here. And this is kind of a nice little giveaway. And this is a poster. So this I was not aware of when they originally alerted me. This is a poster of Paul McCartney's handwritten lyrics. Well, isn't that interesting? Yeah, so we've got a bunch of his solo tracks on it. We got Pipes of Peace, Take It Away, Girls' School, Here Today, Let Me Roll It, Put It There. Well, that's pretty cool. I'm going to put this right up over here maybe. All right, well, yeah, I'm not a big poster guy anymore. I mean, I have posters, but I don't have too much room for them. But that is a nice little addition. This set is available. Let me show you the website. And apparently you're able to also order this t-shirt through the website. There's a coupon in here that allows you to put in a code. And I'm surprised they didn't shove a t-shirt in there. They got so much stuff in here. Well, anyway, we are faced with receiving a Paul McCartney box set we probably don't need. And although I'm sure some of you may find this humorous. I think it's just as good as a lot of his other box sets. And as I said, he's always got great packaging, great photography, a couple extra doodads for you in there. But anyway, check out the website. Put your least favorite songs, your worst McCartney, in the comments below. Maybe we'll compile one of our own to outdo this one. Anyway, thank you for watching. And don't forget to check back here on Pop Goes the 60s.